Alright. Okay, so we begin on the treatise of combination. Now, in the first instant, a combination is when two elements combine together, and the natural understanding is that combination is considered to be a harmonious nature. Therefore, it is a yang combining with a yin. Now, of course, again, the word combination brings about something that appears to be positive at first instant when compared to relationships such as clash or harm or destruction. Therefore, this is a part where combination brings about a marriage. Now, thinking of marriage, one can say that that getting married or marriage, whether one is married or otherwise, tends to feature very prominently in a person's life. I mean, you can say that from young, we develop a very strong urge. Maybe it's biological, maybe it's economical, social. Therefore, here perhaps we want to look into exploring the psychological need for finding a spouse, for getting married. Therefore, here we would like to look into how when two elements come together. And so there are a few things in mind. Today we'll explore, of course, the basic combination, but the key question to us is, number one, whether there is a combination. Is there a combination? And if there is a combination, is there a transformation? So therefore these two are different. There is a difference between whether we are dealing with a combination or dealing with a transformation. Now, I'm sure many of us would know our basic understanding of chemistry. What is that? What is that chemical equation or formula for water? I'm sure this is very basic, what I learned as well. H2O, isn't it? No? And so we can say that hydrogen and oxygen, when combined, transform itself into a brand new element. So if we look into the concept of hydrogen, pure hydrogen and pure oxygen, but when combined together, it transforms itself into a different element. So transformation means that the bond is strong. The bond that binds these two elements is so strong that it becomes a new element. And when it becomes a new element, it no longer behaves as its own. Therefore, I'm sure, okay, we are not chemists here. I'm not a chemist here, but I try to imagine and understand that the properties of water, or the way that water behaves or reacts with this element, will be very different as to how a pure oxygen or pure hydrogen would. Therefore, this would be that it has transformed. So if it has transformed, then a new element shall arise. If not, then we shall still treat these two as it is. So when we look into combination, what is the purpose? Well, sometimes the purpose, as we want to draw meaning, is to look into connections between a person's life. One can refer to relationships, outcomes, meetings. One can look into partnership or event, and to see how one treats the other. Now, these combinations, when we are dealing with heavenly stems, heavenly stems, of course, means that these combinations are those that are protruded through the stems. Once it's protruded, it means they are obvious. They are seen by the world. And therefore, joint ventures, businesses, those are the typical types of combinations that we can see. So these combinations are not considered to be long-lasting, or may not be long-lasting. So they are not enduring, not as enduring as earthly branches. So earthly branches, when we look into their combinations, they tend to be, they tend to form a more permanent form of relationship. Right. So, and so as we look into whether or not combination shall take place, the position, of course, will be important, and then whether the element produced is favorable or otherwise. Therefore, combination may not be favorable. Combination may bring harm to the day master, especially when the useful god is being combined away. Therefore, sometimes we can read combination as it being combined away. Now, in the next part, what these combinations can do is they can bring insights to the quality of marriage, the type of quality, the type of joint venture, the type of partnership. And therefore here, as we look into the 10 stems, and here they are, the 10 stems, and how they combine to form a new element. So therefore, as we take the 2 stems here, let's say for example the first one, your yang wood, jia wood, combines with qi earth. So yang wood combines with qi earth, may or may not transform into earth. Therefore, this will be transformed. But of course, as you say transform into earth, it remains qi earth. Therefore, this transformation strengthens. So therefore, the jia wood no longer exists, or it no longer persists if it is transformed into earth. So therefore, that's one way to read it. And for the yi wood, yin wood, together with the yang metal, keng metal, the combination will transform into metal. So the metal will persist. And while as we look into the yang fire, pink fire, and the sin metal, the combination will become water. Ting fire with ren water becomes wood, and wu earth with kui water becomes fire. Therefore, that would be just how we can look into these 5 pairs of combinations, and then we can try to interpret what it means. Okay, so let's take a look into the first one, which is the jia qi. So the jia wood combines with the yin earth. Therefore, here as we look into the combination, one may form an opinion. One may form the opinion that if you are male, it may be, I wouldn't say it's ideal. I would say that for the purpose of combination or marriages, male may have a yang day master. If you have a yang day master, the yang stem will combine with a yin, and that yin will be the direct wealth. Basically, the yin will be the direct wealth, will be the spouse. Therefore, a male day master with a yang stem as a day master, would then find that the combination, the stem combination, will be the spouse. Therefore, that might be something favorable, especially when it pertains to marital relationships. And of course, if it is a female, then we might find, if it's a female, then we may say that if it is a yin day master, then any yang, the yang combination, will then form the direct officer, which is then the husband star, which is then the spouse. So if we have a female yang or a male yin, then the stem combination will not find its pair with the spouse. Will not find. Not a major problem. That means not to say that is that would be the final part. It's just a matter of looking into, sometimes what we may call a nicer pair of cards, a nicer set of natal chart that we prefer to see. So naturally, yin for yin, yang for yang, as it is. Alright, so anyway, let me take a look into the Chia, which is symbolizes by the yang wood. Now the yang wood is, as you look into the image of a tall, sturdy tree with very strong stem and branches, and with the roots gripping to the earth. Therefore, a tree controlling yin earth or the chi earth represents what we call a benevolent combination. Benevolent combination is that if we look into the chia wood has the male, then the wife is Mother Earth. The wife is nurturing. The wife feeds the husband. The wife, maybe my words today may not survive. A more liberal, gender equality type of words. If I continue to paraphrase words that can be found in the ancient books of Confucianism, that the wife here is one that serves the husband. That means a wife that provides and feeds the husband, representing a very harmonious relationship. Therefore, of all the 5 combinations, Chia and Chi is very good. If you're looking for divinity, if you're looking for the reading, therefore this combination is one of the best, because it represents a charitable, kind-hearted relationship. The chia tree is also considered to be benevolent, because a tree produces, it feeds the animals, the fruits it bears, the shades it provides. Therefore, this will be where a symbiotic relationship is formed. So we consider that such combination brings about a harmonious relationship. But here we may also now take a look into what it actually represents. And so in this natal chart, we would have, where would we find the chia wood? The chia wood is here. And where do we find the chi earth, which is here? And therefore, we know our 10 gods. This would be eating god controlling direct officer. So an eating god controlling direct officer would be auspicious in a way, because eating god is a favorable stem more often than not, and so is direct officer. And not only that, we also see that rainwater usually does not welcome chi earth, because earth contaminates rainwater. So most of the time, rainwater people do not enjoy being employed, because rainwater people do not like bosses. They don't like they don't like their boss. Direct officer is their boss, their employer. They don't like to be controlled by direct officer, because chi earth contaminates. Chi earth contaminates rainwater. Muddy. It becomes muddy. So therefore, here we have the wood controlling the chi earth, gripping it. It becomes a favorable and harmonious relationship to the rainwater. Therefore, we find that these two can be very useful. A combination can be good. A combination of such will be good. And so here, what does it represent? Now, if you can remember, so we'll try to recall that chia wood combines with chi earth, produces earth. And so therefore here, we would like to imagine why. So wood growing in the earth. So the symbolical meaning is that a wood would grow and produce, and then when it produces the leaves would nourish the earth. Therefore, these two can consider mutual assistance, mutual support, whereby the husband protects the earth. Because another symbolism is that when rainwater comes, rainwater washes away the chi earth. So in a way, rainwater does not like to see G-earth, and G-earth, day master, do not like to see rainwater. Therefore, these two do not really enjoy seeing each other. They don't enjoy seeing each other. Therefore, with the presence of Jia, it becomes useful. It becomes useful. And in the context of, let's say, feng shui, in the absence of the Jia wood, then the rainwater meets G-earth is not good. It's generally sometimes when it is a reading for health, it may indicate sickness or cancer. Therefore, rainwater meeting G-earth is can be cancer. Can be something that affects the health. Therefore, the Jia combines with the G-earth becomes favorable. And so to bring balance, therefore the rainwater, if in the absence of Jia wood, may want to activate Jia. And to activate Jia, then we can find where is Jia. Where do we find the Jia? The Jia we'll find in the east one. So yeah, that's right, to E1, which is 7-5. So therefore, the sector is 7-5. Now, all these sector, every time when you take the vortex aggregate, it will either be 3, 6, or 9. So 7 plus 5 is 12. Then 12 is 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. So therefore, the vortex aggregate, it will always, when you look into all the directions, the vortex aggregate will always aggregate to 3, 6, or 9. And therefore, sometimes if the location has to be very precise, then we want the angle that has a vortex aggregate of either 3, 6, or 9, as it is. Alright, so anyway, that would be to have the Jia. So the Jia would be able to grip, the earth, and then that would be useful if you're referring to the Rende water. Therefore, Jia and Ji is a very good combination. It is something that is often welcome and positive. Why? Because this combination brings stability, nurturing, and growth. The wood will grow on fertile grounds. So the Jia will grow on fertile grounds. So it's growth oriented. Wood is growing. Wood represents growth, nurturing, stable. So if it is for business relationships, it is also very positive. It is also a very long-term outlook, because as you know, a tree will take years to grow, and trees can last for a very long time, hundreds of years, more than human. But therefore, this combination represents long-term planning, long-term thinking. So it represents patience, persistence. Jia, anyway, is stubborn. So therefore, the stubbornness in its growth and its learning can also be manifest as well. Therefore, in this context, we find relationship to be supportive, nurturing, foundation for the future. For career, so such combination means that wood is about healthcare, agriculture, education, nurturing type, so filter, and so on. And so therefore, that would be how we can take the view. On the downside, now the downside of Jia wood is stubborn. So therefore, Jia wood is also one that is very resistant to change, very cautious. So therefore, very conservative. So this combination also means a very conservative. In fact, when I say that the relationship is akin to the female supporting the husband and the husband protecting the wife, sounds like a philosophy that is traditional and conservative. Therefore, this combination is traditional and conservative. And so when we get readings such as this shows that the characteristics of the person is also a traditional, conservative, old-fashioned, if you like, old-fashioned. But definitely it brings a stable earth. And therefore here you can see that wood combines with the Chi earth produces Chi earth. So in that case, if it transforms, if there's a transformation, it will transform into earth. And when it transforms into earth, it becomes direct officer. Therefore, it represents authority to this rainwater day master. So therefore, this would be, in the first instance, whether it transforms or otherwise. So this would be the first one. Now, as you look into the second combination, the Keng metal and the Yi wood. The Keng metal and the Yi wood. Now, this type of marriage. So, people marry for different reasons. People come together. Combination is about coming together. Combination is about living together with another human. Why do we do that? Why do we humans come to look for combination? Come to pair up with another person. Now, in this combination, we have the Keng metal. The Keng metal is the warrior, the knight in shining armor. The Yang metal is a warrior, is a killer, is basically one that is macho, about speed, about aggressive characters. And the Yi wood is the flower, the damsel in distress, the meek, the soft. And therefore this combination is between the knight in the shining armor and the damsel in distress. And so this is where the Yi wood is weak. Now once again, even though this picture may put a mirror that the Keng metal is a male and the Yi wood is a female, but of course in real life, wouldn't be surprised to find that we may even find a Yi wood male and a Keng female. Therefore that can be also into it. Vincent, your question is that whether the 5 pairs are fixed. These are stem, so therefore the 5 stem pairs, they are fixed. Yes, they are. These are just the 5 stem pairs. That's all. It's fixed. You're correct. Okay. So this kind of marriage is a savior marriage, a hero complex. A hero complex. One that comes to the rescue. One that is meek. Now, in the case, it would find that this relationship is a bit more one-sided. Is a bit more one-sided. Compared to this is mutual. This relationship is mutual. A mutual relationship is where I support you, and you produces or you nourishes me. So this is mutual support. Mutual support. So in marriage, it will be lovey-dovey. Both couples supporting each other. Very good. But now this one is not mutual. This one is one way. This is a one way. As a one way, it would be more to say that I support you. I come to your rescue. I come to your rescue. I would like to provide. But basically, we can say that the two strong relationships is to love, and one that is be love, to be love. So one pair has a desire to love, the other has a desire to be loved, and therefore that's where they come together. Yes, Kim Tae. There are terms and conditions, side by side. and season, correct? They will be side by side and also season. Then we also have to see harm and clash. Therefore, these are also other interactions that will interactions to see whether they combine, and also interactions to see whether they transform, whether there is a transformation into it as well. So this so earlier on the key word here is benevolence, and now the key word here is loyalty and altruism. Therefore, one has a sacrificial love for another. So now let's take a look into this natal chart. So we have yet again a Run Water Day Master. With a Run Water Day Master, we have Keng Metal and we have the Yi Wood. Now the Yi Wood here would be the hurting officer. As it is a hurting officer, it may have an aggressive temperament, uncontrolled. It may be impatient, and it may tend to rebel. And so having the resource to control, then this will create a refinement. Therefore, the hurting officer will be educated because there is a combination. So in a way, we can say that when we look into these two, now traditionally and generally, indirect resource and hurting officers are indirect stars, and these two are not traditionally favorable or positive, because maybe in ancient society, if you think out of the box, you have a very unconventional, weird thinking, and you tend to rebel or speak against authority, you tend to be in trouble. So these two combination is good, because when two indirect stars combine, and hopefully they get transformed away, therefore it may then reduce both the tendencies. So this is where we might want the transformation to take place. Now, in a part we can see that this concept can be metal cutting wood, because metal chops wood, symbolizes conflict, symbolizes adversity. Therefore, the Keng metal wants to be a warrior. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, the metal will come into season and come into position later. But if it's on the other side, no, it doesn't matter much. But then again, remember that if the stem is on the year, this is your fasa, this is your fasa. This is your career. This is your element that occupies. So if the location switches, then your fasa is indirect resource. Your career is hurting officer. So it may affect different things, but combination is just combination for the time being, yeah, as it is. Diane says, if it's rock wealth combining with indirect wealth and becomes rock wealth. So no, if it becomes rock wealth or transform, transform means it becomes more of it. Are you referring to sin metal? So if so for Diane, if let's say we are dealing with sin metal, then the Keng metal becomes your rock wealth, isn't it? And then your Yi Wood becomes your indirect wealth. And this transformation becomes metal, and metal is rock wealth. That's what you mean. So in that case, this may be that it has transformed. But we haven't looked into the transformation yet, yeah, for the time being. But if it's transformed, then then the nature is rock wealth. Then hurting officer or indirect wealth loses. It loses its role as it is. All right. So Keng metal and Yi Wood combination is not mutual. It's not mutual. It is asymmetrical, where the Keng is superior. The Keng is superior. Therefore, the Keng overcomes. The Keng is seen to overcome and transform the Wood. It comes into strong personality. Therefore, for Diane's question, if again, let me just run through it. So if I'm dealing with sin metal, then this becomes rock wealth, and then this becomes indirect wealth. Therefore, if it transforms, then it transforms into rock wealth. It transforms into rock wealth. It overcomes, and then therefore once it's transformed, then the indirect wealth loses its feature. And so any reading for indirect wealth no longer apply. Normally indirect wealth would be a shortcut. They like to take shortcut, they like speculative. And then suddenly here, those are no longer the characteristics. So we don't read the nature for this person anymore. So the Yitwood is no longer applicable. Right. The characteristics represents both strengths and flexibility. Therefore, this combination has given the kind of person a very strong personality. And metal likes to argue. The more metal you have, the more argumentative that you are. And therefore, Keng metal brings the aggressiveness in you, the propensity to fight, to argue. And while wood brings flexibility. More to that, Vincent. Come to play. Alright. And so here, if we are dealing with a Keng male day master, the wife will become the most important person in his life. So Keng metal will dote the wife. They will dote the wife because a Keng male master here has that tendency to provide, to be a provider, to be a protector, and therefore would be really staying loyal to the wife. Therefore, that would be the tendency for the Keng metal. And if it's the other way around, of course, the Yitwood needs assistance. Now, Yitwood Day Master plays the role of the damsel in distress. The damsel in distress basically means that the mentality of a Yitwood person tends to look for help. They tend to leverage on other people. Yitwood Day Masters are excellent manipulators. They have this who can help me kind of mentality. So therefore, whenever there's anything to be done, any job to be done, any task to be executed, Yitwood has this tendency to think who can do the job. Therefore, it is not that the Yitwood would have this propensity to do it themselves. Therefore, they have the capability to get people to do things for them. And therefore, this would be where the power of the Yitwood comes in as well. And because of that, Yitwood using the Keng metal also represents problem solving. So therefore, excellent problem solving, crisis management characteristics. But whatever it is, the growth comes from adversity, comes from meeting challenges. But anyway, Keng metal enjoys a challenge. They do like a challenge. And so this combination allows them to exert their strength. Alright. Now, next, let's take a look into the pink fire and the sin metal. The pink fire and the sin metal. This combination now represents betrayal. It represents infidelity, or breaking other people's trust. Therefore, pink fire combined with sin metal creates water. Therefore, it produces water. And so this combination tends to reflect sexuality. So let's say, for example, here we deal with a Jia Day Master. So for the Jia Day Master, pink fire represents the eating god, and sin metal represents the direct officer. And so pink and sin combines together, maybe or maybe not, transform into water. So pink fire and sin metal transform into water. Such transformation is not likely because the season, what is the season here? What's the season of this day master? Therefore, it may clash against the production of water because too hot. So anyway, pink fire, we can see that pink fire melts. Pink fire melts the metal into water. Therefore, here we normally read it to be sexually active. Therefore, you can say now EG is about creativity. EG is about creativity. Therefore, having pink fire meeting a sin metal creates sensual. Therefore, here we may say that this person can produce sexual content. Maybe pornography, or maybe towards that direction, being sexually active, being lusty, and so on, into that part. Therefore, this will be just how we consider it, pink fire meeting the sin metal, so to speak. So as it produces water. And water, of course, is the resource. So water represents the resource. And so when it combines together, then it provides resource to the day master. Sin metal is akin to skimming, and of course pink fire represents creativity. And so this would be where we consider the fire melting the metal kind of a combination. So pink fire and sin metal combination brings passion, charismatic, and so basically also brings about strong ambition. Pink fire is persistent, therefore it can be very persuasive. And the thing about pink fire melting metal, the relationship is, of course, now the relationship of pink fire and sin metal is one where we can say that the pink fire represents the yang fire, the sun. It represents the sun, high and above. And sin metal represents the diamond ring, or the precious metal, shiny. So this is a case whereby there is a demonstration that the pink fire has the desire to mold, to manipulate, to control sin metal. So one can say that the concept of combination is to have somebody to play with, a playmate, somebody to have fun with. Therefore, that would be just looking to it. So one can say that when a keng metal marries, when a keng metal look for what? It's a savior. It looks for somebody to love. So it's a knight in shining iron armor who wish to provide and produce somebody to love. And while a pink fire combines together with a sin metal is to look for a plating, to have fun, therefore, this would indicate that there's a tendency to have power to mold another. And so that is where the reading can be what we consider as betrayal, a betrayal. But having said that, that is just one side of it. Now, perhaps the way I narrate it may not provide easy feeling for some people. I mean, especially when you have pink fire in your chart. But take it as a neutral. Take it as a neutral statement, even though these words like betrayal do not seem to be one. But we can find that there are favorable outcome that comes from such as well. Because pink fire combines with sin metal is also a kind of a character that is very refined, that has very, very strategic thinking. Because for somebody who can think about the desire to control, the passion to actually play and tinker with other elements, to change them, is also one that is intelligent, one that can also generate very powerful outcome from it. Therefore, pink fire is the element that can change, So we look at it in that manner as well. Alright, now let's take a look into the romantic combination. So the image here is yang water. And yang water flowing at night with sparkling stars and candlelight. So like a romantic dinner light. So you can find that rent water and ting fire combines. So this combination here where fire and water combines. Now fire and water also represents clashing elements as usual on both sides. Therefore, it also represents opposing forces. That means strong personality of internal conflict. A push and pull. A push and pull. So this will be a marriage of where we say opposite attracts. Opposite attracts. Where we have the yang water. So water nourishes the wood. So water nourishes the wood. Water produces the wood, and wood produces the fire. Therefore, this means that when we have ren water, and we also have the combination with the fire, and so such production also creates a harmonious flow. Meaning to say that now when we have ren water, and then we have ting fire, and so ren water produces wood, and wood produces ting fire. And therefore, the combination between the two produces something in between. And once it's produced, it creates a harmonious flow. Creates a harmonious flow. And so this flow means that it can strengthen on both sides. So in this context, the combination is about managing conflicts. So this element is to find a contrast. Basically, this kind of relationship is also what we consider to be one that is mostly a marriage of convenience, a marriage of a very practical type of relationship. Because water is cold and fire is warmth. One north and one south. So basically, this kind of a combination means I need you, and I know that you need me. I have what you want, and you have what I want. So why don't we come together? Let's form a partnership. Let's come together because we don't have what one we don't have what the other person has, and we both need what the other person doesn't have. Therefore, that would mean this kind of combination is where it is on a need-based concept. It's a need-based concept, and this concept also indicates what we deem to be a concept of frenemy, a concept of being a friend and also being an enemy. So maybe I spell it wrongly. Frenemy, a friend and an enemy. They comes together. Therefore, this will be the Ren and Ting Fire combination. So there will be one cooling and one warming. Now, as you come on into the last one, which is the Wu Earth and the Kui Water. Have you seen couples before where we have a very old man partner with a very, very young woman? So this is the ancient mountain, the unmoving old mountain, combined with the ever-flowing Kui water. Therefore, this combination is considered to be short-lived, temporary, completely lack of sentimentality. This would be the combination that is most pragmatic. This is a pragmatic relationship. And because it is pragmatic, it is rational. One can say that the reading for this is people marry for monetary reasons. People marry for the green card. Why do you marry this person? To get the green card, to get citizenship in the country, to bring my family along. Therefore, this relationship is, maybe you can say, like a gold digger. But of course, it is pejorative to think that females are the one who would look for older, richer guy. We can also, of course, have it the other way around, all the same. Males could also manifest this tendency. It is a gold digger mentality, to look for a marriage to be stable, to take advantage of it. So this combination represents attractiveness, lavish, and luxury taste, because once again, the image of an old rich man looking for to pair up with a young sweet thing. Well, the young sweet thing needs to be physically attractive, to be seductive, to be able to, of course, meet that. Therefore, this combination represents intelligence and wit. Because for the sweet young thing, for the sweet young Kui water to be capable, and water, Kui water has the gift of the gap. They can talk, sweet talker. So therefore, as a sweet talker, they're able to talk their way into a relationship. They're able to display their intelligence to be able to attract the Wu Earth. Therefore, this will be where they will be a combination that is most practical. So in this case, the relationship is nurturing. One provides for the other, a nurturing, but of course it's unstable. Unstable indicates that it won't last long. It won't last long. And here we find that the Wu Earth combines with the Kui water, produces fire. It produces fire. And so here, as we take a look into the chart, what do we have? We have the Wu Earth and the Kui water. So the Wu Earth and the Kui water to a Ren Day master. And therefore here, we find that there is a combination. So 7K and rock wealth combines. 7K and rock wealth combines. So the 7K controlling the rod wealth, and therefore this would indicate a combination that reflects the practicality or the stability of the earth, and then of course the adaptability of it as well. Oh, Claudia, when we talk about marriage, no, we're not okay. Okay, even though I talk about marriage, that means, so your question is that the day master. No, not necessarily so. I'm not here to mean that. I'm not here to mean that all earth day masters look for sweet young thing. Neither do I mean that all the water day master would then look for older guys. Not necessarily in that concept. Yeah, this concept of marriage. Maybe I use the word marriage to indicate partnership, to indicate alliance. So therefore, it is not necessarily a husband and wife marriage only. I can also look into this from another angle, business angle, for example. So if it is in this context means we consider that this partnership requires. I mean, right now we are looking into the earth and water combination. So it means that this combination or partnership is about using your wit, your intelligence, and your attraction in order to secure to get what you want in that context. So no, we are not referring that this represents the day master or only the day master. It can be, but not so much. Yeah. Alright. Therefore here, in this context, the relationship between the earth would be one, the conflict. So the conflict here about the earth is that the earth tries to retain the Kueh water. So it tries to retain the Kueh water. And in turn, the Kueh water tries to attract. So the earth tries to retain, and the Kueh water tries to attract. Therefore, that's how they form their relationship, and they are basically pragmatic about their relationship. That means they come in with full understanding that that they would like to come together to do something useful. For example, in this context, if the earth and the Kueh water combines, they will form fire. They will transform into fire. And what is fire to a run water? What is fire to a run water? Wealth. Therefore here, using 7K and rock wealth. Rock wealth is about partnership. Rock wealth is about robbing people's wealth. It's about coming up with schemes to do business, agency business, network. 7K is about taking risk, about doing something not conventional, and of course these two basically transform into fire, which is transformed into money. Therefore, this combination is a pragmatic combination. It won't last long, and so likewise, rock wealth making combined with 7 killing may be so aggressive, may be so speculative that these businesses may not sustain very well, but it generates fire, which is then money, for it. Therefore, that's how we can look. So here, as I'm describing, I'm not referring to marital relationship. I'm referring to the person's characteristics and tendency, and how this person will use the 7K and the rock wealth in order to make money. What is the characteristics of this person, and what combination luck the person has in making money. And of course, in this context, the rainwater would like to have the combination transform, because if it's transformed into wealth, therefore it will be something that the day master would welcome, the day master would appreciate. Alright, so therefore this will be the time for the first part of today, looking into the 5 stem combinations. Yes, many of you have more questions about, does it transform? When does it transform? When does it combine? Yes. So those we will leave it for next part. The next part we will then move on to chapter 4 of one of the literature in the past, looking into what are the conditions, terms for the 10 heavenly stems combination. Alright, so that will be, we'll leave it until next week then. So if you have the materials, then you read up, it's all here, into whether or not it combines or otherwise. Alright, so that's it for today. So keep the chat alive. We can still ask questions during the WhatsApp group. Alright, good night and thank you.